I was drawn to the gathering back 9 years ago. Jeff invited me to a new locker room group. And I really had no experience with the gathering at all because I was new to the community. And when I went to the first one, I kind of locked in because I got to meet with men that I didn't pastor. And it was so nice just to be one of the guys and to start asking the tough questions with each other and learning each other, learning to trust each other. And it really locked me in. I'm still in that same locker room 9 years later.
You know, I think one of the cool things about being around the gathering guys, we all can come in with our resume about showing where we've been, who we are, but it doesn't matter. It's where we're going.
Yeah.
And nobody looks back about what we've done in the past. It's where we're all going and how it challenges guys. And, you know, I think just for me and the ministry I am in, it started because of the gathering. You know, faithful guys praying, pushing me to places that I maybe wasn't even comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the cool things about it. Even, you know, in leadership positions, it's pushing and pulling you in different ways that it's giving God the glory and it's keeping you in His presence.
Yeah. I think that's the hidden gem that guys don't understand. Like I see friends of mine that are in the professional space, and all of their groups are all networking. They're all like, in their lane kind of groups. Like the networks, who can I do business with? Who can I? There's something about the gathering, like you said, that it's everybody from all walks of life. It doesn't matter what space you're in or what your background is, and we're coming together to really call out the best in one another. But yet all those other things that you're looking for also happen, right? Like the mission of connecting men to men and men to God.
Yes.
You still have that. Like we've got guys in our locker room that have collaborated on work projects together, or you're in the trades. I need somebody that does that. Can you help me out? And, one of our guys is an accountant. I think he probably does most of our taxes now. So I mean, there are those connections of networking, but it's always to something bigger, right? It's always to call out that inner man and what God is doing in you. So it's both. Both those things happen.
I've got a question for you. You pastor a very convenient, very unique congregation, the campus of Wittenberg. I can see your need to connect with the gathering because you don't really have that with the people you're ministering with. But you and I, we have something similar. We minister to a few hundred people throughout the week, and every Sunday we're rock star pastors, And
you are.
Yeah, right. And
you both are.
But why the gathering? You're like me. You have accountability with many groups throughout the week, but why the gathering?
I think that every pastor will recognize being in a place where, like you said, you always have to be on at church on Sunday. And there's this tension sometimes of how much of the real me can I show? I mean, there's a vulnerability. You have to lead from a place of vulnerability. But there's also a place where, if I share too much, do people lose confidence in being able to follow, right? That dynamic is out when you're in the locker room, right? And in the locker room, my title stays at the office. And in that space, I'm just Jeremy. I'm just a dad and a husband and a friend. They can challenge me just as a person. The title's never in front of my name. And that for me is what I've experienced.
It is so encouraging to me not to have to give a ministry update. And not have to be like, by the way, this is going on, boom, 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 boom. They're like, hey, that's great, but how are you actually doing, Josh? Like, how is your walk with Christ going this week? And for me, it's that I need to be able to put the guard down and not have to always put my, hey, look at all the awesome things God is doing at Wittenberg. It's like, you know what? This has been a rough week. I feel like I'm being attacked and I'm run down. Can you all just like encourage me today? And it's those hugs and things like that. And I just think of, even for me, I can't put a dollar amount what that means to me. Like that is a gift from the Lord that I got and I get on a regular basis with gathering people.
See, what I love about you don't have a campus like Jeremy and I. You have a campus, an actual university campus, and you don't report how many were in attendance. You don't, all of those things. What you give me is the challenge to take the next step. to do something that's beyond the norm in ministry, the way you are so in the raw with your parishioners, where you have to take risks and take steps and heavy conversations that lead them to the next step in their life and their spiritual walk and accepting Christ. And that challenges me to want to do the same.
Well, the gathering gives that a great platform for those conversations to
Yes.
happen, because
Yes.
you and I, we can be in the same room in other contexts as pastors, but it's when we're in that room with the gathering where our title has come off, yet we're still in it, that it really opens up a whole nother level of encouragement, right? Like we're not at a conference sharing ministry hacks.
Right.
We're just like, Marty, what is God calling you to do next?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how's he putting gas in the tank so that you're ready to go again? So
You really want to know?
no,
Okay.
I don't.